Dann schauen wir uns noch ein gutes Dreiviertelstündchen Vampyr an.
Hast du damit nicht gestartet?
Nö.
Nee,
Also,
beim letzten Mal.
Beim letzten
Ja, weil titelmäßig dachte ich, du hast als erstes Vampyr gespielt
Nö.
und danach Fall Guys.
Fall Guys,
Nee,
wir
nee.
haben mit Fall Guys gestartet.
Ja.
Ach so.
Ach so.
Better try to hide my... Und ich muss ehrlich gesagt sagen, der Typ schaut nicht aus, als würde er das gut heiden können, dass er ein Untoter ist. Er schaut einfach durch und durch untot aus.
Passiert.
So blass sieht er doch nicht aus. Hat meine Gesichtsfarbe.
Was, bleich?
Ja.
Du bist untot?
Aha. Oh oh.
Oh,
Das-
Secret gelüftet. Shit.
So, sieh bei der Tür nach.
Kann ich weiter Achievements in Golf jagen?
Ein weiteres
I'm
Opfer
so
zum
sorry. I
Aussaugen.
know
Was?
Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but
Wie viele von den Meckers muss ich denn platt machen? Noch eh nicht mehr viele.
Alle.
Töte sie.
Sorry, there's nothing here.
Ha, da ist
some
noch
of the
einer.
patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside
Sehr
myself.
aggressiv.
I may have a solution.
Von nichts kommt
In
nichts.
France,
Man muss
during
halt
the war,
farmen.
drugs shortage was a daily problem.
Ey,
We had to
das
use
habe
our
ich heute
wits
Morgen
to
schon in
overcome
der
the
Schule
shortages.
gehört. Von nichts kommt
However do
nicht.
you mean?
If combined correctly,
Das ist doch wahr.
certain
Ja,
household
ich weiß.
chemicals
Oder
can
farmt
be
jemand
used
für
in a
dich.
pinch instead.
Ich weiß ja, dass einige
Now,
Leute
where's
für
the
andere
hospital
Leute
storeroom?
spielen, damit die nicht spielen müssen, aber ich...
Fat chance. This
Bei
the
mir ist
Pembroke,
alles
and space
selbst
is
gemacht.
luxury we don't have.
Hab
Ethisch
gehört, ich
ko-
kauf bald deinen
ethisch
Account ab.
Everything used
Was?
to be stored in the old morgue.
Das hat jetzt jemand gehört, das war ein Joke. Ich bin nicht so in der illegalen Aktivitäten unterwegs.
Verstehe.
Doch nicht. Was?
Manchmal würde ich mir gerne Charaktere von Evo ausleihen.
Kannst du doch hier dieses Freunde-Ding. Ah ne, das ist ja nur bei Honkai, sorry.
Ja.
Where is this
So
one?
seine Schelle mit der Waffe, das käme mir jetzt wahrscheinlich gelegen.
So. Jetzt drück mal. So. Hoffentlich redet jetzt keiner dazwischen und ich verstehe endlich, was die da sagen.
Oh, ich gehe aus dem Chat raus.
It opens
Tschüss.
a small back entrance at the end
Oh,
of
ich
our
geh auch mal.
street.
Tschüss.
The abandoned moor behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
So. Okay. Dritte alte Leichenhalle. Toll. Ist das eine Karte eigentlich? Ja.
The pain. It's here again.
It's locked, all right.
So, jetzt kommt die Frage, wie kommen wir zur Leichenhalle? Hier durch?
It's locked.
Ah ja. Auf in die Leichenhalle.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate.
Alte Leichenhalle. Finde Chitin? Atro? Irgendwas? Suchen. anderen Türen kann ich aufmachen? Okay. Was wäre jetzt? Unnötig. Okay, wieder rein mit uns. Alte Leichen. So. Soll irgendwas sein. Haben wir aus dem Vampyr-Senses? Nein. Aus. Oder? Auf. Hoppla. Da was? Geld. Wenn wir finden, nach was ich suche hier.
I cannot enter.
Ah ja. Nummer 1.
Walls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Good. So.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
So.
It's locked.
It's locked. Kennst du was? Flasche mit Alkohol.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
Dann? So. Haben wir noch Geld gefunden, dank dem. Ist vielleicht dran vorbeigelaufen. Nachdem wir in den Basement gehen wollen, gehe ich mal in den oberen Stock einfach. So. Wässrige, nachhaltige. Auf in den Keller. Aha. Oh, es sind viele Gegner da.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Ist der andere hin? Oh. Ja. kommst du her? Okay, so kann ich mich heilen und hier kann ich. Finster ist es hier. Ah. Frische Leiche am Boden. Bürgeruntersuchung. Bürgeruntersuchungen werden nach Bezirk sortiert.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd best
Du hast eine neue Nebenwaffe halt. Rüste sie aus und drücke, um Blut zu absorbieren.
to look into this. The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened.
Okay.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding.
Okay, sehr spannend.
So,
Aber ich finde es lustig, dass wir einen Arzt
Dr.
spielen.
Tippett's anesthetics were
Habe ich
incorrectly
das letzte Mal, glaube ich, schon gesagt.
causing the patient's death.
Schlaf gut, Kira.
He tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Aha. Oh. John Doe. Und gleich hammern. Haha.
These scowls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Was? Aha. Rätselhafte Formel erhalten. Ah, da kann man craften. kranke Bürger im Gespräch zu heilen. Kann ich mich beliebt machen, indem ich die Leute heile. Nix. Kommst du ja? Da ist gerade einer gelaufen. Das ist genau gesehen. Nein! Goddammit. Death. Du wurdest besiegt. Ich glaube, das war jetzt ein bisschen zu... Ich metzel einfach alles über den Haufen. Wechsel mal Waffe. Das würde mir sehr helfen, wenn ich wüsste. So, schauen wir einfach mal. Gameplay. Was einstellen? Ultimativ. Nahkampfwaffe wechseln. Z. Schuss. Aua. Aua. Oh, ich will nicht schon wieder drauf gehen. Stirb. So. Oh. Oh Gott. Raus mit uns hier. Wir könnten Mission für dich haben, wenn du sprichst.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Jetzt reicht's mal. Puh. Boah. So. Der. Gut. Alle tot. Wow.
It's locked, all right. It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Not now. Please come back later.
Ja. Ja.
It's locked.
Oh.
It's locked, all right.
Gut. Dann gehen wir nach oben. Puh. Alles richtig zu finden. Ist schon eine schwierige Sache.
Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year? You have the right to disapprove of...
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Oh, großer Fan.
What can you tell me?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to...
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe.
Do you want me to play the errand?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in the...
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test.
Questions remain about our
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Please, could you tell me...
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me.
What made you...
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have...
It's always a pleasure.
This epidemic...
Da. Ja. Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
So.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Okay. Krankheiten verringern die Gutheit des Bürgers. Verwende richtige Männer, um sie zu heilen.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your...
Mortimer.
I have...
Good evening,
Good evening, madam.
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed?
Goodbye, Mrs.
Schauen wir später an. Zuerst. Oh oh.
Dr. Reed, I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive this epidemic.
Hat mich jetzt erschreckt, dass das alles hängen geblieben ist. War nicht da irgendwo?
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body.
Oh,
Biology's penultimate
sein
frontier.
oder nicht sein?
The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time.
Okay.
Now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please.
Okay, bin ganz ohr.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Okay. Die Ashbury. Wir schauen jetzt hier unten, schauen alles, was nicht nied- und nagelfest ist. So, okay. Alles nicht zum Mitnehmen. Bevor wir irgendwo gehen. Speichern. Fehlt eine Tür, das ist was mich sehr nervös macht. Okay. Wir brauchen Upgrades. Wir haben 1400 Punkte. Am meisten ausgegangen. Ausdauer. Ultimativ können wir noch nicht machen. Auf. So, passiven Sachen erhöhen. So, zumindest ein paar Upgrades geholt. Ah, wir können sie auch. Schauen wir mal Lady Ashbury an. Lady Ashbury.
Flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time.
Okay.
My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Okay.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist.
I will gladly answer every question you have.
Okay, also sie wird mir nichts erzählen, bis
has
man...
commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, A vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money.
What are your expectations?
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are...
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely...
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue.
Okay, also wir keine Gewalt haben.
I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have a reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should...
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know...
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the...
Did he really?
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety. Have you heard rumors of anything underhand going on here at the hospital?
No, Doctor. Never.
Okay. Ah.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
Perhaps you did it with the best intentions, Nurse Brannigan, but you took a great risk. Must I remind you that a man died?
You mean you've never made a mistake? Never covered your tracks? Come on, Doctor. I wasn't born yesterday.
Goodbye,
Okay.
nurse.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
So, dann schauen wir mal.
What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight.
I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd...
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the what...
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurse...
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones.
Das Beutel voller
The
Kleine.
patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
They may lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London at Pembroke.
Calm the children, Ellen.
My blood and soul. They belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh.
Oh, Leute finden da mit den genauen Questmarkern das furchtbar. Okay, beide sind.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal?
You keep calling me mortal.
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Okay. Es geht mit dir ab.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am.
Please, describe to me.
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. Patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Okay.
I'm assuming...
It's only a cover.
Who are...
I cannot say.
The staff here are...
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white.
I see.
Thank you.
Albern.
Who are you?
Is that not enough?
I'm curious to...
No, it was such a long time ago.
I'll leave you. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
Ah, da haben wir die
I'm
Pippa.
Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, It's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's...
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you...
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Yeah.
How long?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning.
You'd be surprised what dedicated...
Sorry, Doctor.
How is...
Not well.
Okay.
Why is Milton grumpy on a...
Milton's not the kind of man who's...
Why does Milton...
I don't know. It's sick.
Yeah.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever.
I wish I...
What?
Let me... It's...
You must... Goodbye, nurse.
Oh. Sie jetzt weiter? Weiter. Oh.
I need my medication.
Was ist die eine Gurke da schon wieder? Warte, ob wir da was sehen. Ah, die wird draußen sein und in einen Typen reinholen. Machen wir noch und dann komme ich heute Schluss. Ich muss dann noch meine SMT-Dailies farmen.
Habe ich SMC gehört?
Ja, du hast SMC gehört. Bin gleich soweit. Ich suche nur noch die komische Schwester Dorothy Brain. Wenn die Questmarke nicht so bescheiden schlecht wären, wäre ich schon lange fertig. Das Spiel ist so sehr interessant aufgebaut, oder?
Oh.
Aber Questmarker sind furchtbar. Aha. Tauschen. Reform der Vampyr.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Man hat der hässliche Hosen an. Aha. Und jetzt laden wir eine neue Szene, also Auto speichern und dann können wir... Sind wir für heute fertig. Oh.